Man City gave Chelsea a thrashing, the kind I used to give my younger cousins when I'd gang up with the older ones and play football with them. But jokes aside, Man City displayed a tactical masterclass where their plan came together exactly as they hoped, while Chelsea couldn't quite find their footing in this game. Man City started out this game in a 4-2-3-1 formation, and they used this throughout the entire game, whether it was to attack or defend. Man City's plan going into this game was to attack through the center. Consistently throughout the game, you would see them play two types of passes. One, the centre back receives the ball, drives into the green area in front of her, and plays a pass that breaks through the Chelsea line, allowing the Man City attackers to end up head on with the Chelsea backline. And two, the City goalkeeper playing long balls into Viviana Miedema, who acted as a hold-up player throughout the game. Miedema would then do one of two things. One, if the opposition player was tight on her back, she would lay off the pass to a teammate that was in front of her so that her teammate could play the pass forward, essentially using a third man passing option. Or two, if the opposition player was not tight on her back, she would turn and play the pass forward herself. City did this lavishly throughout the game, and the scoreline will tell you how well it worked out for them. Now, if you enjoy videos like this and you want to improve your game, I offer a service whereby I analyze your matches, so send me an email from the comment section down below and I'll get back to you. Now, to understand why City were able to pull this off in the game over and over again, we first need to understand how Chelsea chose to play. Chelsea came into this game lined up in a 4-1-4-1, and this was how they played the majority of the game as well. If you've watched my previous video on Arsenal versus Chelsea, which if you haven't, you can check it out right here. But if you have watched that video, you would know that Chelsea like to attack down the wing because that is where their attacking power is. With a 4-1-4-1, Bompastor deployed two of her best 1v1 attackers down the flanks, with James and Baltimore playing on the left and right flank respectively. So if that was the case, why didn't it work out for Chelsea? Well, I've come to the conclusion that there are several reasons for this. One, generally when you want to get the ball down the wing, you wouldn't do it directly. The reason being, if you pass the ball directly to the winger or to the fullback in this case, the person receiving the ball would be cornered on the flank and they wouldn't actually have anywhere to go. And Chelsea struggled with this throughout the game because for the most part their plan was to just play the ball long into their fullback. Now this is not wrong, but it's also not ideal. The better way to do this would be to first play the ball into the center and then play the ball out into the fullback, essentially using a third man passing option. This helps create space for the player on the flank, and when Chelsea did pull this off successfully, they actually beat Man City's press pretty easily. But unfortunately for them, they didn't do enough of it. 2. In a 4-1-4-1 formation, if the holding midfielder is not properly supported, it becomes very difficult for the team to play out from the back. And honestly, I believe this was what Chelsea's biggest shortcoming was in this game. Keira Walsh was the holding midfielder in this game, and it goes without saying how incredible of a player she is. But no matter how good you are of a player, if you don't get the support from your teammates, you're not going to be able to do a lot on the pitch. And in this game, it did seem like she was lacking the support from her teammates a little bit. Generally, in a 4-1-4-1, either the fullbacks would step into the center to provide some support to the holding midfielder, or the formation would resemble a 4-3-3 and the holding midfielder would get the support of the attacking midfielders. But in this game, none of that was properly done. We did see Lauren James drop in beside Keira Walsh and pick up the ball and try to create something from there, but it also meant that whenever Chelsea did push forward, the right side that James was occupying is now empty. Another problem that the 4-1-4-1 created for Chelsea is that it created a huge gap in the centre for them. Remember how I said earlier that Man City lavishly played the ball through the centre? This was made possible because of how Chelsea was set up. Whenever the Man City centre-backs would pick up the ball, all they would have to do is play the ball through the line of 4 of the Chelsea midfield, and the Man City attackers would already be up against the Chelsea's backline. Since Walsh was the only player sitting in front of the Chelsea backline, it meant that she had acres of horizontal space to cover. And this was also what allowed Yamashita to play the ball straight into Viviana Miedema or sometimes Bunny Shaw time and time and time and time again. The Chelsea midfield 4 was so high up the pitch that whenever Man City were able to either turn on the ball or to just play a pass forward, Chelsea were already in serious trouble. Chelsea seemed to have an organisation problem in this game. Their backline was caught out of order quite a number of times, and they did seem to struggle to provide passing options to their teammates. If we take a look at the second goal that City scored, from this angle, as Captain receives the ball here, it's clear that she doesn't really have a passing option apart from Alyssa Thompson. Hasegawa wins the ball off her, Miedema picks it up and plays a lovely ball through, and Bunny Shaw does really well to finish it. If we look at the third goal that City scored, when Lauren Ham goes to win the ball, Caroline is here. There is no Chelsea player in front of her. She is leading the line, and not just that, but all the Chelsea players have their eyes on the ball. No one actually scans this way until the pass was made, and by then it was already too late. Chelsea struggled to attack in this game, and I would give that credit to Man City. Man City was so structurally disciplined in this game. Every player played her part, and if one player was beaten, someone else was there to cover for her. The only rotations that I found in this game for City were when Miedema and Hasegawa would occasionally rotate in the midfield. Now, this was a rude awakening for Chelsea. The once so dominant side would have never thought that they would be on the receiving end of a 5-goal defeat. After losing 2-0 to Arsenal and now 5-1 to Man City, Chelsea will definitely be looking to make their comeback against Tottenham. But a wounded Chelsea is not to be taken for granted. After all, that's when a wounded lioness tends to be the most dangerous. Well, that was a bit cheesy. City, on the other hand, stuck together like glue. Andre Jurglet's side displayed a brilliant performance and are very well on to win their first WSL League title in 10 years. Thank you for watching. I hope you've gained something valuable from this video.